Hello. Red Sweet Rum, thanks for being first. Welcome. Hi Chris. Let me put the keychain. Yes. It's kind of big. Let's put it like nicely in the corner like that. There we go. Can still read. That's still readable, right? Still legible. Can't really. Not really. I've been streaming ASMR at this time for months. I'll make myself. Well, something like that. Yeah, busy. I see. Okay. I think. Wait, no. Not start. No. Continue. So, yeah, okay. Everything should be there. Okay, continue. I don't. No promises on us finishing the game today. Probably. Let's see how many chapters are left. Not including the extra chapters, there's 3, so depending on how long they are, we'll do 1 or 2 chapters tonight. We'll do 1 or 2 chapters tonight. Then, next week we'll do chapter 8, and then the week after that we'll wrap it up. And then after that we can go back to finishing Fuko's route in Clannad. Yep. I see. We're good as long as we know that the town council and the Onigafuji guardians aren't involved. Please take care of Satsuko Hojo-san's case without worrying about it too much. I will. I'm glad to know the whole village isn't backing them. I wouldn't agree with them if they were, though. No matter who's pulling the strings, we must treat every case equally. This whole odd rule that we have to give Hinamizawa special treatment is only due to the precedent set when we let threats influence us before. Well, you're absolutely right about that, sir. But please continue to work on this case. The manager from the municipal government assured us that the town council has nothing to do with this petition. It's a problem that our organization is so afraid from one tiny community. As a manager, you should think about that a little. Yes, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm glad to hear that the village isn't supporting them. You must act the same way, even if the village does support them, no matter who's behind the scenes. Please be very careful with Satsuko Hojo's case. Don't try to give her any special treatment, you understand? Alright, on to chapter 9. Excuse me, I have something to say before the meeting starts. They all knew immediately what I was going to say. I was going to say something about Satsuko. I guess they weren't just sold for show. Oh, Kiichi. Today is our final meeting before the festival, so can you bring up your personal issue later? I ignored him and continued talking. If you have something to say, just tell me directly. Don't go through me or Chie. I don't like it when people are so indirect. Let's talk face to face. Everyone went quiet. Nobody there wanted to be involved in a conversation about the Hojo family. Giga Chad moment? Yeah. Keiichi's going to be him. Everyone here knows that Satsuko Hojo is practically being confined by her uncle and suffering at his hands. Well, I don't care that you're not proactive about helping her. I'm sure that some of you don't want any trouble. But we're different. Satsuko's our friend. We're fighting as hard as we can to save our friend from danger. However, Keiichi, we're aware of that. All we're saying is that you've done enough to the consultation center by now. Is there a problem if we continue our appeal? Of course there is. It's a big problem too. Someone with a stern voice spoke out to me. I'd gotten under their skin. Then, what is the problem? Can you explain it so a child like me can understand? The damn conflict ended years ago. The age of banding together and storming offices is over. The subject wasn't even Satsuko anymore. All they had to offer was a bunch of excuses. I'm not asking about your past, and the damn conflict has nothing to do with this. try to be first, but sub-timer. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Hello, Galaxy. Well, welcome to the stream. I just realized that the exclamation point keychain command only works on Twitch. I didn't set it up for YouTube. I'll have to do that later. Yeah, sorry about the sub timer. It's just kinda to... I noticed that, like, when I first started streaming, I'd get quite a few trolls in my chat, and when I put the sub timer on, that wasn't an issue anymore. Yeah, it's a command. Like, if you type it on Twitch... keychain... yeah. It takes you to the... it posts a link to the merch, the keychain campaign that I'm doing. Hello, Roku. You know what? I can just like what's it called? Real quick. Real quick. Just post it onto the YouTube chat. You know, multi-streaming is... multi-streaming is so annoying. Alright, anyway. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Keychain. Koalo keychain. If you want a little koalo to carry around with you on your adventures, you can do that. There's also a acrylic standee that you can get as well with the same artwork. I think it's very cute, and we are 60% of the way to getting fully funded. So yeah, if that's something that you are interested and are able to partake in, it would be really swell. I am not a very good I'm not a very good saleswoman. I can't sell things. You're gonna be like, oh well, yeah, if you want. I guess, sure, but you know, it's not a necessity. But you know, if you'd like it. And carry it to work like it's a piece of art. That's cute. The time of conflict is also over, but we're gonna treat this girl like it isn't, right? Higurashi when they don't cry, but hug a koala. Yeah? More like... not a whole lot of crying in this chapter. Wait, actually, there has been some crying, hasn't it? And it's not by the cicadas. I'm not asking about your past, and the damn conflict has nothing to do with this. This is my war. So if you're going to partake in my war, let's make it clear if you're my enemy or my ally. Which is it? Are you my allies or my enemies? Mutter, 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 mutter. Indistinct chatter. Listen to the things that come out of this boy's mouth. Young people these days don't know how to be polite. The whole room lit up and started filling with the smell of gunpowder. However, none of my allies let themselves get swept up in the commotion, and maintained their harsh stares. being polite never got anybody anywhere. Not in a situation like this. They kinda... I mean, you could argue that they were polite first. Like, the very, very first time they went to the consultation center and just asked, like, we would like to appeal, please. That was pretty polite. Didn't get anything. They got shooed out. I missed a line. Those expressions made me feel as though I had a million supporters behind me. I was standing in front only as their representative. This wasn't my fight alone. This was everyone's fight. Because of that realization, the fierce look the old people were giving me didn't intimidate me at all. Keiichi, this is not about us being your enemy or not. Our village fought with these officials during the dam conflict. However, I do understand this has nothing to do with that. The dam conflict is a thing of the past. I don't care what you thought about that. I'm talking about me, my friends, and Satoko. I never asked you about the dam conflict. Ever thought of getting your ears checked, old man? Ooh. Ooh. Why, you? How can you talk to your elders like that? You disrespectful little brat. I'd like to have a word with your parents. Okay, Karen. My dad, standing behind me, gave an apologetic and bitter smile. Pardon me. I am his father, you see. You're his father? How could you raise him like this? I guess I'm not a very good parent. I'm not sure if I raised Keiichi the way I was supposed to. My dad paused. In the next moment, however, his expression changed to a glare. However, a single man known as Keiichi Maebara is standing here before all of these faces to voice his appeal that something about this doesn't make any sense. I don't care if he's my son or not. He's only making his assertion as a man. So I don't think there's any... I don't think there's really any reason to be talking to me here. Silence filled the room as the people sat there with their mouths agape. Oishi-san broke the silence with laughter. You've got pretty pride, don't you? My name is Rena Ryukyu. Can I ask something? I don't understand the logic of how the dam conflict being over becomes the reason why we shouldn't make our appeal to the Child Consultation Center. Would you explain that to us in detail? Rena's voice remained perfectly level, as though the matter didn't concern her. However, I could see the fury in her eyes. I was probably the only one who noticed that fury. The old people seemed like they'd rather deal with her than me. Reina-chan. Yes, hi. Deska, thank you for becoming a pet rabbit. This village has no reason to fight with the government now that the dam conflict is over. During that time, we did fight them, true. Hello, welcome, how are you? But after the conflict was over, that's water under the bridge. So our village re-established relations with the government. Hinamizawa is not an individual country. We are just a small village in Japan. The government is taking care of us. That's why we need to try and get along with them. You're right. It is important for a village to have a good relationship with the government. Listen to Reina-chan, she understands us at least. Mayabara's boys out to learn from her. Words. I heard a little bits and pieces from the noise of the crowd. Yeah, that's definitely true. Hinamizawa has been trying to fix its relationship with the government ever since the dam conflict ended. Exactly, just like Mion said. The old man cheered. However, Shion was next to open her mouth. That's why the town council and the government officials are our best friends now. In fact, two town officials always come along on the town council's annual In fact, two officials always come along on the town council's annual hot spring trip. They get paid to participate too. The trip itself is mostly paid for with tax money, isn't it? So we'll fix the relationship at the cost of one of the kids from the village. Pretty much. The trip itself is mostly paid for with tax money, isn't it? Oh, and I know so many other things. Like the donations for the New Year and end of year parties, as well as the vast financial aid in the town council receives for festivities. The upcoming Watanagashi is one of them. The government is putting millions of yens into subsidies and aid. They're the ones who pretty much pay for the whole festival. Ever since the conflict ended, the festival has been getting bigger and bigger. Sounds suspicious. That's because we're receiving money from government officials. So if we get in trouble with them, we might not be able to hold the festival next year. That's why Hinamizawa keeps kissing their asses. Isn't that right, Uncle? Yeah, you weren't really... Not that you're... What kind of game is that? It's a visual novel. Not a bit of the story from the anime, but that's all. I mean, if you've watched the anime, you pretty much in the original anime, it pretty much covers everything that happened in the game, I would say. I don't think there's really anything with like very slight differences. Yes, it misses a lot. Yeah, more or less. Yeah. But if you've seen the anime, you should have a pretty solid grasp of what's good, of what the story is. unless, from what I've heard, unless you watch the remake. From what I've heard, the 2020 remake is not that great. Sion, how do you know all of that? Did you not watch the remake? I saw the first episode, but I never got around to watching the rest. Not because the first episode was particularly bad or anything, I don't know, if I don't like really make it, it's not a remake, it's a sequel. Oh, so is it like an original story then? I'm not really sure what went on with that, to be honest. I switch places with my sis sometimes. What the hell? That's a ridiculous story. I still don't understand why you're against what we're trying to do. Rena, will you sum this up for me? What are they saying? Well, basically, they're colluding with the government's officials, so they can't risk upsetting them. Well, as long as they're getting money from the government is suddenly not a problem anymore. Crazy. Very convenient. The whole room went into a panic after Rena summed it up so simply. Some of them were ashamed that we hit the nail on the head. Some of them were enraged by our ignorance. Some of them were simply angry about our disrespectful attitudes. All of them combined to throw the room into a chaos of chattering and stomping. Be quiet, be quiet. They all settled down after Kimiyoshi raised his voice. By the time they quieted, the mayor had a terrible look on his face. Keiichi, the relationship between the town council and the government has nothing to do with this. You're just sidestepping the issue itself. There's no point in mixing up the two together. Listen, we won our battle against the dam project, but we're all labeled as a nest of troublemakers. And yes, we're taking advantage. We were taking advantage of that image during the conflict. However, now that the conflict is over, and that image is working against us badly, you need to try and repair it. They really are moving the goalpost. First it was the dam conflict is over. Then it was first it was the dam conflict is over. And then it was the relationship with the government. And then now it's Hinamizawa's image. If anybody is sidestepping the issue, which the core of the issue is, is Satoko's situation. Like the core of the issue is Satoko's situation. They're the ones that's, walk dancing around the issue. Sotsu, if I remember correctly, was the first chapter of the 2020 Higurashi anime, but it was built as a remake for the first few episodes, but then it was revealed that it was a sequel, not a real remake. Huh. That's a interesting way of going about that. Otherwise, this village will have no future. Do you understand? It's not just about being your enemy, it's much deeper than that. Scarver's, but if you're gonna watch it after you're done, it'll ruin what's left of the story. I see. In other words, you're saying that if Kei-chan rouses everyone to action, then the friendly atmosphere we've developed will be ruined. The old people nodded as Mion spoke. They were assuming that Mion was on their side. What do you mean by the friendly atmosphere? Does that mean we shouldn't seek help for a poor innocent girl who's being abused? That doesn't sound very friendly to me. They're trying to say that the Child Consultation Center is doing their job already. I mean, that's reality, isn't it? Especially older, if it's a community of older people. That hypocrisy like that is kind of a given, isn't it? Unfortunately. The unfortunate part of all of this is like situations like this really do happen, and they rarely like end up like get resolved like happily. So they want us to stop interfering. Yeah, that'd be like... Given Ryukishi's past, I wonder how much of this is just based off of things he heard or saw in his job. Probably. I mean, I don't know, probably. A lot of people do kind of end up just kind of writing like situations about stuff like writing stuff about like people they know or know of, or things that they've seen or heard. Write what you know, right? Yeah. Or at the very least, write what you've seen. Given their position, the officials can't say leave us alone that strongly. So they're asking our village to deal with the matter for them, since they're granting us a lot of subsidies. So what you're saying is the town council is the government's lapdog. Hey you, what's what you're saying? Be a little more respectful, why don't you? Why don't you watch what you're saying? Writing like that is easier if you know what the content is always. Yeah, it's true. It's a lot easier to be like, respectful. Yeah, with certain topics. That's not to say that you necessarily have to, like, experience things yourself to write about them. Because obviously, like, books exist, the internet exists. If you don't know something, you can just research it. But yeah, it's a lot easier to write about like certain topics if you understand. No research, yeah, no research. Although no research needed if you've experienced it. Yeah, life is a pretty good teacher. Why don't you watch what you're saying? Notice how they tell him to be respectful, not that he's wrong. Yeah, no, they know that he's calling them out. They just don't want to be called out. Why don't you watch what you're saying? I hope you're not refusing to help her because Satoko is the daughter of the Hojo family. Oh my god. If this was Danganronpa, Keiichi would be shooting mad truth bullets. That's not it. We're not saying anything about Satoko. Well, like, maybe we should, because this entire situation is like this conversation is about her. Maybe we should start talking about Satoko. We're just telling you to take a look at the larger picture and show some more restraint in your appeals. The Child Consultation Center isn't ignoring you. Debatable. I'm sure they've taken your huge protest into account. They already understand your point. We're just saying that you're carrying this way too far. Keiichi-kun, I just saw something really interesting. See, look at what's in this picture frame over here. Rena pointed at the wall, and everyone followed the direction of her finger. There are very many different picture frames all over the walls of the assembly hall. They mostly had to do with the dam conflict and were usually about glorifying the Onikafuchi guardians. Rena was pointing at the framed article. Kimiyoshi-san wrote it, way back when he was the leader of the Onikafuchis during the dam conflict. Look at the middle portion here. We attempted peaceful negotiation, but the government and their marionette, the president of the electric company, declined. They trampled on our village's democratic movement and our native land with indescribable atrocities. Meep. Damn war was over, so none of us want to band together as a community. The sole thing is that the Sennen village has going for. So we're just gonna bury our head in the sand because money's... Like, how is he carrying it too far? It's not like he constructed a siege engine and flattened the place. They're just banding together as a community to save the child. Yeah. They just have a problem with it is because they're causing a commotion. But they kind of have no choice. It's either this or kill Teppei. Okay. It's either this or we go over to Satoko's house and we beat Teppei to death with a baseball bat. Which, honestly, he deserves it, but we've decided that we're not gonna choose violence. Yeah. I mean, that's what Kimiyoshi wrote for the dam conflict memorial. He wrote the same thing on the monument, too. Everyone knew why Rena had brought that up. I could hear all of them gulping. Oh my gosh, is that another truth bullet? They attempted to negotiate peacefully with the government and its marionette, the electric company. What is this? Are you sure they don't mean the Hinamizawa Town Council instead of the electric company? Do wonder what possessed them to change me to Meep. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe it's so people don't get, like, confused because, like, Rika also calls Mion me. So, like, it might be hard to distinguish if she's, like, just making her sound, she's just making her little vocal stem. Or if she's actually talking about Mion. That's the only, like, theory I have. Hello, Cody. It could also just be inconsistent translation, that's also a thing. It happens to the best of us. Still, marionette is a difficult term. Do you think the people understand what that means? Could someone explain it to me? A marionette is a puppet. It means they're supposed to be an independent organization. They're being controlled as though they're dancing on strings. Mrs. Danganronpa Keiji would just be dog walking the entire council right now in order. No, that's wrong. I'll cut through your words. God, I can't wait for the Danganronpa remake. I really want it to be good. I really hope that it's good. I will actually cry if it sucks. Because I'm so excited for it, and if it sucks, I might actually cry. Please be good. I'm sure it'll be alright. Worst case, even if the new story with Slay Him mode sucks, it's still a remake with arguably prettier graphics and has the original story in it too. That is true. I did see like the refreshed like stills, and they're like animated a little bit. That does look really nice. Sounds like the perfect word to describe Hinamizawa right now. Yeah, that is perfect. What are you saying? We're not their marionette, we're just trying to cooperate with them. I mean, a little bit of push and pull is pretty common in any kind of relationship, but if you're just gonna only do what they want as long as they give you money, then it is kind of safe to say that they own you. There's no independence there. Other than what they do to Hajime, they all look great. What in the extra hell did they do to Hajime's hair? I haven't seen Hajime's new still. Yeah, they'll just basically, yeah, they'll just do whatever the government does as long as it benefits them. They don't care. Whatever, they're old. They're gonna die soon anyway. They don't give a shit. Probably sitting there like, I'm 75, that guy's 90. You don't give a shit. some sooner than others if they don't mind their periods. What are you saying? We're not the very— oh yeah, I read that. Calling us a puppet is not— it's just splitting hairs. I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it. That's just what you stated. You clearly told us that you want us to stop, not because of Satoko, but for the sake of the village. Thank you for the head pat. Protein bow bow. I like that, that's such a cute name. Again, they do not accuse them of being wrong, they just protest that they like the label. Yeah. You said there's an issue because the government needs to maintain a friendly relation. The village needs to maintain a friendly relationship with the government. Don't tell me you didn't say exactly that. You did say it, didn't you? Hmm? I heard him. He said it had nothing to do with Satoko. Mion? How dare us expect the government to do the thing they collect tax dollars for? How dare they? How dare we do that? We're getting in the way of their business. That's what the government is, right? Yeah, and I thought there was a saying in this village, something about how the whole village comes together for one villager. If there's one person coming through, 2 should throw rocks at them. If there's 2, 4 should do so. If there are 8, 16 should fight back. If there's 1,000, the whole village should stand up and fight. Tepe is just one dude. Let's get this done. If one person is abused, the whole village is abused. Tepe is old and frail from poor life choices. Exactly. We can... I mean... I know we agreed that violence is not the answer, but like... if like 4 of us just went over to his house, you know, while Satoko's at the store, you know, buying groceries, just break into his house and just do the deed. It's fine. You could do it. Like the police wouldn't even know because Tepe is a man with many enemies and probably owes many people money. So like we could just be like, yeah, he probably fucked around and found out, and then a bunch of people broke into his house and killed him. Like, we could do that. I'm just saying, that's on the it's on the table. That's still on the table for me. Honestly, at this point, killing Tepe seems a lot easier than changing these old people's minds. I'm gonna be so for real. Maybe... like, who would even miss him? Literally nobody would. Nobody gives a fuck about this man. Even his wife left him ages ago. If one person is abused, the whole village is abused. We all work together for that one villager. That's the unity of the Guardians. The unity of the Guardians is stronger than rock. That's what their leader said back in the day. Mayor Kimiyoshi used to be the head of the Onikafuchi Guardians. He crossed his arms and started to groan. Air comfing? Oh, I don't think I'll refund that. Cause you can't really do that right now. Since this is a reading stream and I don't have my mic set up. I don't have my what's it called? 3DO set up. Just curious. No worries, no worries. There you go. Yeah, you can save that for Monday. Is the game louder? Or is it just like the what's it called? How's that? Save that for Monday. Cause I'll do a proper, I generally do proper ASMR streams on Monday. At like 6 PM PST. Yes. How's that? I don't know, Twitch is like kind of scuffed. Twitch has always been kind of scuffed. There are many things he wanted to say, but he knew that none of them would make him look good, and so he continued to stay silent. I mean, what is he supposed to say? Cause like, is he supposed to say like, oh, I didn't actually mean any of that? I was just talking out of my ass? Like, oh, it's something else you have open. Oh. Whoopsies. When I moved here, Mion and Shion told me the valiant story of the dam conflict. But that unity didn't start just a few years ago when the dam conflict happened. I believe those traditions have been here for over 40 years, ever since Japan lost the war. That's why I really respect those who fostered the unity here since that era. I find them incredible. And more than anything, I am impressed by the courage of the I'm impressed by the courage the Onikafuchi Guardians displayed here in this picture frame. The government tried to pull many dirty tricks to submerge this village under the water. But the Guardians thwarted every one of them. Because of the efforts of those men, Hinamizawa is still here today. If they hadn't done anything, we'd be at the bottom of a lake right now. Oh, thank you for that, Trey. So I'm grateful that this village still exists, with its proud unity and beautiful scenery. I'm proud to call myself a resident of Hinamizawa. Yeah, like, because like 10 years ago they still had some life left to live, and now they're all so old they owe Moses a few bucks, they don't care anymore. Yeah, they don't. They're old. And frail. That's damn right. Someone shouted. It wasn't one of my friends. It was one of the elderly villagers. Yo. Did we convert? That's why we fight. We fight because we all live together in this village. If there's one person who's coming, 2 should throw rocks at them. If there's 2, 4 should do so. If there's 8, 16 should fight back. If there's 1,000, the whole village should stand up and fight. If one person is abused, the whole village is abused. Get together for one villager. The most unrealistic part of Higurashi no Kuroni isn't Hanyu, the looping, or any of that. It's a bunch of old goats admitting they were wrong about something. Yeah, no. Most old men, well, old men, old women, old people in general, they're not gonna... They'll die first. And they're old. They're gonna be like, nah, I'll die first. And I'm old. That's not gonna be very long. Whatever. That's the unity of the Guardians. Literally, in some cases, they're so old that death isn't knocking anymore. Death is just... I'm just kidding about that. That's the unity of the Guardians. Satoko Hojo is one of us. We all know how horrible her uncle is. You all know that we can't leave her alone with him for a whole month. We need to save her from her uncle right this minute. We need to prove the power of the Guardians one more time. We need the spirits of the Guardians to reunite again. Rena and Mion applauded, and that applause quickly spread to everyone. I saw smiles creeping across the faces of the old people. Especially when Teppei's thought is that it's a shame she's not old enough to enjoy. Yeah, that legitimate, when I read that literally made my stomach turn. That is, like, you can't leave her with someone like that. However, they quickly wiped away those smiles and started discussing with their neighbors. Keiichi is right. It's not like Hinamizawa has to obey the government all of the time. But the damn conflict is over now. Just jump him in the swamp. The government officials are taking care of us too. I wasn't aware of that. Are they really supporting us that much? Well, on a personal level, I agree with what Nyalpaca's boy is saying. I can't approve of how the town council is operating. Keiichi-kun is right. The village can't put pressure on him just because the government is telling us to do so. Mr. Mayor. We might not be able to support Keiichi, but I also think we have the right to tell him to stop. Or wait, did I read that wrong? I also don't think we have the right to tell him to stop. I don't like this Nyalpaca boy's attitude. He's way too disrespectful. You think you can get away with talking to us like that? These scary old guys came up to yell at 3 scary old guys came up to yell at me. I raised my own voice and yelled right back in their faces. It's not about my attitude. It's about the soul of this village. Get out of here if you don't have the courage to stand up for one innocent villager. How dare you speak to me that way? Oh, big old guy smacked me across the head. What do you think you're doing? Thwack. I hit him right back, and the room went into a panic again. Oh my god. Is Keiji gonna beat up an old guy? Can't get away with talking to us like that. You guys are probably one firm breeze away from being fossils. I thought she'd come to stop me, but she suddenly hit the old guy on the head too. Yay, let's go. Let's go. Let's beat up an old guy. Let's beat up an old guy. Let's go. I love beating up old guys. That must be why I like Persona 5 so much. That game is basically 90% of it is just beating up old guys. I thought she'd come to stop me, but she suddenly hit the old guy on the head too. What? What are you doing? Definitely a genre on its own, exactly. I mean, some, not all, but some old men kind of have it coming. They be saying and doing things that are worthy of a couple taps here and there. Nothing too bad, you know. You can't hit them too hard because they're old. But sometimes percussive maintenance is the only way. Is it disrespectful if I play a game while you're in the background? No, not at all. It's fine. I would argue that these streams are kind of made for that. So yeah, go ahead. I don't mind being a second monitor streamer or a background tab streamer. Don't think you can get away with this just because you're a girl. He thwacked Rena upside the head. He's chosen death. Just open the stream on every TV/monitor device in the house. That's a little excessive. However, Rena just talked back to him with a firm look in her eyes. If one comes at you, two should fight back. Rena. Isn't that the spirit of Hinamizawa? Since you hit Rena-san, 4 of us need to retaliate. Let me in on this. Keiichi, your father's going to fight too. Everything you've said is right. If they're going to try and stop you with violence, I won't turn a blind eye to that. There are 3 people blocking Keiichi's way. We need 6 people to fight them. I'm impressed to see that courage of yours, Rika-chama. Let me in too. And actually there's 7 people because Hanyu is floating around somewhere. Let's just say she's right there. Hinamizawa Civil War. Civil War arc? I too will be taking his side. Chie-sensei stood up. I thought she had given up under all the pressure. I was almost going to neglect my student. I prioritized myself even though I thought I'd do anything for them. I'm ashamed to call myself a teacher. Wearing a fierce expression, she stared at the mayor. That was her answer to the pressure he'd put on her. Chie-sensei. I think that I overstepped my bounds as an educator. However, what my kun is doing is the right thing. Fun fact, apparently during the water gun fight in the anime, there's a frame where you can supposedly see Hanyu in. I think it's a bit of a goof, but some people really think it's Hanyu. That'd be kind of funny if they just slipped her in. As an educator, I have to acknowledge the fact that he's doing something right. I can no longer tell him to stop. If I have your support, Chie-sensei, then I have nothing to fear. Let me ask you people one more time. Is it more important to stay cozy with the officials than it is to save the life of one poor innocent villager? You don't even need to ask them, Kei-chan. This is no ordinary assembly hall. This used to be the headquarters of the Onikafuji Guardians. A live-action movie from the Stone Age. We actually do see Hanyu's shadow during episode 1, but she's isn't a cute anxiety-ridden anime girl, she's just a big spooky woman with giant horns. Very interesting interpretation of her character. The people here were all members of the Guardians once. Nobody without their spirit would ever come to a place like this. Neon? Mr. Nair. Kei-chan's actions are embodying the spirit of Hinamizawa. Alright. They really lean into Orishiro-sama aspect of her character in the live-action adaptation of episode 1. Interesting. I am out of water, and there's an ad that's gonna play, but I don't want the ad to disrupt anyone, so I will be right back. Okay. We have a water, and we're ready. Welcome back. Oh my gosh, Nightly, hi. How have you been? I haven't seen you around in the streams in a while. How are you? I hope you've been doing good. We're Mr. Mayor. Oh fuck. A phlegm voice. I have like I've had like allergies lately. And I used to not have allergies when I was younger, but I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. All of a sudden my body's like, no, you have allergies now. A couple of weeks I've just been lurking. Ah, I see. I get it. I know how it is. Where was I? Well, enjoy the comfy vibes. Mr. Mayor, K-Tran's actions are embodying the spirit of Hinamizawa. The way he's trying to fight without fear is exactly what the Onikafuchi Guardians are doing. I used to be allergic to some more stuff when I was younger, now I'm allergic to less, but also some stuff I wasn't allergic to before. It changes as you grow. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of annoying because it's just like, just pick one, you know? I think it's shameful for this town council to tell him to stop. No, like when the debuff changes. I think it's shameful for this town council to tell him to stop. If you're still going to ask him to back off, I'm going to smash all of these pictures on the wall and set fire to the flag of the Guardians. Well, the mayor did nothing but moan. Everyone else raised his voice. I'm going to support Maebara. He may be disrespectful, but he has the right spirit. I like how they're just hung up over the fact that he's being disrespectful, but like, why should he be respectful to a bunch of people who think it's okay, who are just gonna leave like a little girl to rot in an abusive household? That's not... I wouldn't respect someone like that. I would have zero respect for someone like that. You know? I don't know, some like older people, they always talk about like respect and stuff, and then they turn around and then be like, and then do the most like awful stuff. And they're like, respect me. You're evil. Karen, you're evil. What's there to respect? Swimmers think respect is something that just magically appears as you get older, not something you earn, despite insisting it is something you earn. No, yeah, you gotta earn their respect, but they just get your respect because they're older. You know, what is it? What's that saying? Rules for thee, but not for me. I agree, it's pathetic the way we're colluding with these government officials. Keiichi, don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Keep on fighting. Don't give in to the pressure. That's pretty much what old people draw life from. The assembly hall instantly filled with a great round of applause. Nyalpaca, tell us what's going on so far. Very well. On the day Satsuko was kidnapped by her uncle, Chie-sensei visited her house. However, he refused to let Chie see her, and it was obvious that something unusual was going on. Chie-sensei called the child consultation center right after that. That night, a social worker visited her house. Now I will say there are some awesome old folk that have a firm grip on reality and aren't just, well, half the old folks present in this scene, but there's also a lot that are boomers. Yeah, there are. I once saw a comment on, like, I think it was like a video talking about like old people being awful, and someone said they had something called the raisin theory. That's like people become more concentrated as they age. So like if you're a sweet person when you're young, you become sweeter and sweeter when you get older, and if you're a bitter person when you're young, you become more bitter as you get older. I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know, they might be onto something there. That night, a social worker visited her house. However, they determined that there's no abuse going on, and they put her on hold. I remember a friend of mine told me once she came out to her grandmother, and her grandmother was basically like, "Oh, I knew years ago, but I'm happy you trusted enough to tell me." Oh, that's sweet. This might be a normal way to handle the situation, but they don't know how dangerous that uncle is. For that reason, the 5 of us went to the child consultation center to let them know how urgent it is that she be rescued. They said that they take that into consideration, but they still didn't take action after that. It's also funny, Gammy had a gaydar. She's like, no, this one's a little fruity. We thought 5 of us was not enough, so the next day we went there along with more than 20 of our classmates. You took the whole class? Kei-chan gave a very moving speech. He told them they had to save their friend and not abandon her. If he was here during the dam conflict, I'm sure his charisma would have resolved it a year earlier. We all know too well how spirited this lad is. The consultation center is still not willing to listen to us at the end of the day. We made almost no progress. They told us that they were working. All they told us was that they were working on it. No, Keiichi. You did make progress. They were intimidated, so they asked someone from the local government to check in on our town council. The fact that they tried to pressure us to stop meant that what you did was working. You made progress. I see. I guess you could look at it like that. If they weren't scared of us, they wouldn't have acted that way. On the third day, we called all of our friends and gathered 60 people. This time, we got to meet the head of the office. He listened to us, but he didn't say what their decision was going to be. Keiichi-kun, to tell you the truth, at that point, the council had already spoken to the officials and had made our decision to stop you. I don't know, it kind of just does that. I don't know why, I think it's just like a glitch with the chat bot. It just kind of does that. I don't know. After the Child Consultation Center confirmed that the whole village wasn't involved in the protests, they decided to just ignore your appeal. That's what I thought. Even robots are senile. Big 26. Nope, can't do anything right. I could feel that from the way the head office treated us. It's obvious they're just trying to get it over with. We're planning to go there tomorrow too, but I wonder if they'll even pretend to listen. They might not even let us in because they think the village is pressuring us to stop. Yeah. They think that the village is on their side. The village needs to publicly announce that they're supporting Keiichi. I agree. Otherwise, they definitely won't listen to us again. We should do that. We should tell them that Hinamizawa is not going to stop Maebara from what he's doing. Personally, I don't want to complain about Keiichi's actions. However, it's complicated when I think about it from the town council's point of view. Even if we tell them that we're not on either side, they'll think that we're on his side. That's tantamount to picking a fight with them. But I still have to respect the opinion of the council too. I can't just decide this on my own. I need to get approval from all the council members. What hours? Like, you mean like what time it is? Or how long I'm gonna stream for? Probably like 3 hours. Most of them are here right now. You say, but we need the old lady, don't we? They need the old woman. Let's be honest here. You're afraid that there are some among you who are against saving the daughter of the Hojo family, aren't you? The whole room sunk into silence. That was the heart of the matter. Oh, what time it is where I'm from. Oh, right now it is 6:31 p.m. Yeah. Everyone thinks the damn conflict is over. You all told us that a few minutes ago. You also think there's no need to discriminate against the Hojo family, now that everything is said and done. However, you're still afraid of her family. You're afraid that you'll be badmouthed if you interact with the Hojo family. Satoko's parents were indeed the leaders of the evacuation supporters, but what crime did Satoko herself commit? Personally, I don't have anything against her. But other people do. Ah, there it is. And now everyone's gonna be like, oh wait, no, I don't have anything against her. I thought you did. Like, no, I don't. That's the power of communication. The power of communication. Oh my god. I don't have anything against her either. The conflict is over and her parents also passed away. And I don't hate her either. But I know there are some people who still do. Yeah. Let me ask you this. Ocho family is just one child and whoever the hell Tepe is. Can't really call that a family anymore. Let me ask you this. If you hate Satoko, please raise your hand. I'm sure no one will. Yet, you still believe that interacting with her will make others speak ill of you. However, no one's going to. There is nobody like that. No, that can't be true. There's one person at least. Probably Oreo. If there is one Satoko hater, it's Oreo. And Mion in the other timelines. No, not Mion, Shion in the other timelines. Then tell me who it is. Tell me who told you directly that they hate Satoko. It's funny to me how Shion goes from obliterating half the village, including Satoko, to being Satoko's biggest hype woman. It makes me wonder how differently things went in this timeline for that to happen. Did a butterfly flap its wings? The thing is, they didn't. They didn't? Really? Oh, she just kind of just decided not to hate Satoko. The room fell silent again. It had become obvious they were avoiding Satoko because of a huge misunderstanding. Hello, Rocket. The Child Consultation Center won't do anything no matter what we do. They're convinced that the town council is on their side. We won't be able to fight until the council makes it clear that they're not supporting them. Kimiyoshi, by any chance, do you need approval from someone? Ouch. You're right on the money with that one. It's the old woman. They need. She's at the end of the day, she's the one that has the final say, isn't it? They don't seem to keep memories, but they seem to keep feelings between arcs, if that makes sense. Other than Rika, who does explicitly keep her memory. Yeah. Yeah, they kind of describe it as like having like a really bad dream. Or like a premonition of what would happen if they did certain things. I had no idea what Rika was talking about, but she must have hit the nail on the head. Who could it be, though? Who was that someone? If I could persuade them, the village would end up supporting us. Are you talking about my hag of a grandmother? The Kimiyoshi family has forgiven the Hojo family. And the Furude family has done the same, right? Meep. I'm one of the leaders of the three families too. Hinamizawa has three powerful families who make all the decisions for the village. It's been a tradition since the time of Onigafuchi village. The Furude family, who is just Rika because both her parents are dead. We could count Hanyo as a member of the Furude family too. Hanyu is kind of like Hanyu is kind of like her, like a mother slash sister figure to her. Furude family goes belly up as Rika decides not to have a child. That is very true. It's kind of an old tradition, but this was a road we couldn't avoid. So all we need is approval from the Sonozaki family. I heard that they have the most power among the three. Also, fun fact, in one of the manga chapters, the protag is actually Kimiyoshi's niece in another city. Oh, interesting. Everyone knew that, but it was taboo to speak it. It's something only I could say since I didn't have the ties they did. I think her name is Natsume or something like that. If we can persuade Mi-chan's grandmother, will the council support us? What do you think, Mion? I don't want to fight with Granny. What if she's standing? Oh, there's a fish redeem. It quite literally lets you fish. Yeah, you can fish. But if she's standing between Satsuko and safety, I have to. Yo, I pulled a chicken nugget. I will be fighting as the next head of the family. I'll be fighting as Satsuko's friend. Kimiyoshi, please promise. If we persuade Mion's grandmother, will we have the council's support? Of course. No one would complain if it was the decision of the three families. Let me get this straight. You're all refusing to help because you're afraid of Mion's grandmother, right? You're all grown adults. Good grief. That's what you say. Doesn't Oreo sound terrifying? That's not true. I know Mi-chan's grandmother very well. Sure, she has a scary side, but she's not that bad. Keiichi's scarier than her when she's angry. Yeah, and Rena is even scarier than me. Alright. I'm going to persuade Mion's grandmother. Support us when we succeed. Actually, don't just quietly support us either. I'm expecting you guys to take action too. What do you mean by that? We want the Onigafuchi Guardians to reunite. Are you going to let us kids do all the protecting? You want us to protest too? We can't do that. We should do that. We're going to tell those officials that we're going to fight against them. We need to do everything we can to win. I saved these 1,000 points for next stream for nice ear flowing. One of my favorite triggers, yeah. I like that one too. It's quite fun to do. If we're going to support Keiichi on behalf of the whole village, we need to make things clear to them. We have to support these kids if we're going to be on their side. Once we decide to do that, it's no longer just Nyalpaca's fight. It'll be the villagers' fight too. In that case, you should be our leader, Kimiyoshi. There's no way the mayor shouldn't participate in the protest. Alright, I got it already. If Oreo gives us her approval, I'll act like a man. I'll help Keiichi. Does everyone here agree? But you're not going to help him persuade Oreo? Fine. I'll come with him to persuade Oreo. The way he talks might be too immature for her. She needs someone who can talk like an old person. Sorry for being so disrespectful today. I really have to apologize, everyone. Don't know, it's a 50-50. I think if Oreo was left to her own devices, she'd probably just be Mion with more years. You think so? Don't worry, you said some good things. You broke up the collusion in one foul stroke. Your refusal to cave under pressure is the very pride of Hinamizawa itself. Sorry for hitting you. I got pretty riled up. No, that was my fault. You did a good job too, Chie-sensei. You're a wonderful teacher. I really didn't know that some people were still bitter toward the Hojo family. Probably Oreo is the most bitter of anybody. However, according to Mion, Oreo doesn't hate the Hojo family either. Really, the whole thing was ridiculous. She might... Okay, Oreo might not have anything against Satsuko, but she's a very proud woman. So I don't think she's gonna, you know, she's not gonna want to change her mind because of that. Because of how proud she is. I do appreciate the just brush it on the rug decks ago. Maybe manhandling you was wrong. Yeah. Good for you, Maibara. I never thought you got the town council on your side. No, I don't have him on my side just yet. I need to persuade Mion's grandmother first. Oreo is like a dictator around here, but she won't do anything that would make her lose trust of the villagers. If you've already settled things with the town council, then it'll be hard for the Sonozakis to oppose you alone. You're such a great negotiator. You insulted them at the start, but then you gradually buttered them up. Ah, I did it the way my dad writes articles for his art magazine. Green music is like an adventure RPG game. Sounds like you're trying to defeat a boss. I guess they are kind of in a way. It's really important. Yeah, not physically. Should it be scary music? I don't think so. The situation isn't very scary though. That's the same style he uses. Your father set a good example for you, huh? He's an artist, isn't he? And I'd love to see his work someday. Well... My dad doesn't even let me see his work. I guess you can't show it to him either. What kind of dirty pictures is he drawing? Still cracks me up we don't actually get a sprite for his parents. Even in the original anime, they just get shadowed faces. No, they got the Charlie Brown. Oh, I guess they got the Charlie Brown adult treatment. Well then, let's go see Oreo tomorrow night. We can't go right away. Once he gets into a bad mood, she'll never listen to us. I'll be coming along too. Who else is going? I'm coming too? Rena is also coming. She said she'd cleave her head apart if she doesn't nod it for us. It's probably past Oreo's bedtime. She is an old lady. She probably had dinner at 4. By like 8 p.m. she's tired. She did her nighttime skincare and she's just crawling in the bed. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Don't be mean, Chi. I'm going to, Keiichi. I'll talk to Oreo myself. I see. Give her a piece of your mind. Of course, I plan to myself as well. And I'll try and be there too. No, the sun goes down, old people start looking for their bed like it's someone in a lottery ticket. I might be able to help just by being around. This sure is getting interesting. Are you ready to beat that evil hag, sis? To be honest, I wish you'd swap with me tomorrow. Keiichi-kun, you've made great progress today. Yeah. The more people we have on our side, the stronger we become. Honestly, Irie, the less you open your mouth, the better. You act like a G for a bit, and then you say something sketchy about Sadako, and we're back to square one. Honestly, it might be better if he doesn't come. The more people we have on the side, the stronger we become. We can save Satoko if the whole village gets together. This village once won a battle against the national government, after all. The old people seemed proud to hear me talk about the dam conflict. Everyone started talking about all the heroic things they did back then. I thought we could never save Satoko. But that fate is reaching its end. The power we have right now is overwhelming. The power to defeat fate is far stronger than the mere chance alignment of a few coincidences. The next evening, we all gathered at the Sonozaki residence. I thought we'd be talking with Mion's grandmother over tea or something. However, it wasn't so relaxed a situation as that. Mion's grandma stayed on her futon. She was propped up against a huge cushion, and it made me feel like I was about to talk to a queen. That wasn't the only thing either. There are about 5 members of the Sonozaki family surrounding her, as though it was some kind of yakuza gathering. Yes, this wasn't any old town council meeting. This was a meeting of the 3 families. I kind of felt as though I didn't belong, but I also didn't have time to be afraid. If I could persuade this lady, I could get help from the villagers. Yeah, doesn't the Sonozaki family have ties to Yakuza? So that's the situation. If the town council won't change their current stance, then no matter what Keiichi says past this point, the center won't listen to him. They are Yakuza? Oh shit. At the very least, the town council needs to declare their neutrality. The mayor was the first to speak. The old woman looked very grave. I couldn't tell if she always wore an expression like that, or if the story made her look that way. She made a comment in a very low voice to her people. The lady wearing a kimono spoke for her instead. I wonder if we get a sprite for her? We shall see. She must be Mion's mother. Why Mion's mom kinda bad though? The Child Consultation Center is simply doing their job. Where do you think the twins get it from? The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, does it? They understand how much you care about her, and they're going to take your appeal into consideration. What more are you expecting from them? Mom, let me explain this to you. Satoko's uncle is a horrible man. He regularly beat Satoko last year, and I'm sure he's even worse this time around because of his lover up and abandoning him. Didn't you investigate him, Kasai? Teppei Hojo, I mean. I did make such a report to Akane. See, Mom? If we let the Child Consultation Center take care of this, it'll take months for them to save Satoko. I can't let her stay with that jerk for that long. She's not going to die. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Stop making such a big fuss over this. The old lady finally spoke, but she didn't have anything pleasant to say. A little suffering builds character. Oh, moment. Literally. No, she's old. She doesn't understand what trauma means. I've lived through the war. Yes, Grandma, and you were traumatized by it. That's why you're the way that you are. What? No. Back in my day, we didn't have any of that. No, trauma isn't real. I just cover in fear. I just cower in fear anytime I hear what I think might be an airplane. But that's fine. You just gotta suck it up. You kids are too soft nowadays. She might not die, but... Don't you call Shion an idiot. Then you shut up, you idiot. Worse, you're not even willing to risk your own life over this. Grow a backbone, you twit. What nonsense. The more I listen, the more nonsense I hear. Wow. So that's why the whole village is afraid of her. This is Oryo Shonozaki, known variously as the Hag or Empress Sonozaki. So funny too, because what that old people say are like, autism isn't real, but if you try to touch my stamps or flying China, I'll spend the next few hours obsessing over it. Right? Yes, you mean, yes, Dad, your autism isn't real, and that friend that you have that always goes out for golf on Sunday because Sunday is golf day, and he gets very, very upset when people have to reschedule because Sunday is golf day, and he has the same dinner every single night. And Saturdays are special because his wife always makes apple pie. And his wife has offered to make something different, but he's happy just having apple pie on Saturdays. And he's a mechanic, and he knows like everything there is to know about cars. And anytime you ask him about cars, he'll just go on and on and on about cars and like pretty much everything there is about them. Yeah, no, he doesn't have autism though. Why would you think that? That's so stupid. My grandparents were like that and I loved them to death, but it was just funny every night. Nance was making potatoes. What do you mean? What do you mean he has autism? Just likes a little routine is all. Yeah, most people like routine, but they're not like hard coded into it. Oreo, Satoko is my friend. I want you to save her. Rika, remember what I've told you all this time? You have to choose your friends carefully. That girl is a demon child of the Hojo family. Oreo, she's 12. What crime could she have committed? She's acting like she killed... She's acting like she murdered a bunch of babies. I'm disappointed in you too, Dr. Irie. Aren't you old enough to realize what you're doing? Satoko is the daughter of the Hojo family, but she's not the one who supported the dam project and fought against the village. Okay, you know what? I'll give you that one. That one's fair. Okay, yeah, she likes to pull pranks, and she's a mischievous little girl, but she has no intentions of severe harm. You could argue that there is some harm. Some of her pranks are intended to cause harm, but it's nothing. It's nothing horrible. I think it's unfair for you to judge her that way. Shut up. Who do you think you're talking to, you piece of shit? Are you sure she's willing to forgive Satoko? That's what Mion told me. I think I get where the other villagers are coming from now. You look like you have something to say, Keiichi. You should just let it out. I made eye contact with Mion's mom. She was very pretty, but she was wearing the same grave look as Oreo. By then, I had no doubts that this was Mion's mother. I don't mind saying it. Is it really okay, though? Go ahead. You came all the way here to the Sonosaki residence. Same grave look, okay, maybe like... I'm just here. You should speak if you want to. Rena nodded in agreement. Okay. My name is Keiichi Maebara. I moved here not too long ago. Nice to meet you. it's so funny because I wouldn't even describe Oreo as looking grave. She just looks like she's just woken up from an afternoon nap, just trying to figure out what's going on. I already know a great deal about you. Let me tell you something. When your family moved to this village, didn't you come here to introduce yourself? That left a... You didn't come here to introduce yourself. That left a pretty bad impression. Why was Mion only telling me that now? I sure hope I'm not too late to introduce myself. Leave aside the fact that it's Satsuko Hojo for a minute. The important thing to note is that a villager is in danger right now. In order to save that person, we have no choice but to make an appeal to the Child Consultation Center. Besides, I'm doing this all of my own accord. I haven't caused you any trouble. But you heard from the oh, fuck, stop it! Stop! Bruh. Whoopsies. Let me go to the log real quick. In order to help that person, we have no choice but to make an appeal to the Child Consultation Center. Besides, I'm doing this on my own accord. I'm feeling when the BN decides it wasn't done yet. Hang on, I can't read that fast. But you heard from the mayor that you've been causing trouble, didn't you? The Hinamizawa Town Council and the Shishibone City Hall are working together. The Shishibone mayor and his Virago here had a talk with each other. And they decided to coexist. That was necessary for this village to prosper. Okay. But that village is going to let an innocent girl suffer? Didn't you hear what I just said? Nobody's going to just let her suffer. The consultation center will take action when appropriate. I just looked that up because I had to double check, but Akane just called her mom a hacked her face. I mean, she did kind of say, fuck you, you're not going to be the successor of the family. You know, she did take that from her, so like I'd probably be like, I'd probably call her a hack too. She's probably like, you know what, you're a bitch for that. You want them to hurry up, but frankly, you're being selfish. The town council and the government officials are in a business relationship. They're treating Satoko's issue like it's an ordinary one. So basically, you're saying that you don't care how much danger Satoko is in right now? Like Mion just told you, Teppei is a horrible person. Because if I remember correctly, Akane wasn't going to be the next head because she didn't like Mion Sashion's dad, yeah. Yes, he's like, you know what? Fuck you, Mom. When Satsuko showed up at school 3 days after she was kidnapped, she was already at her wit's end. After only 3 days. I can't imagine what would happen if we left her alone with him for a month. There's no guarantee that she'll be saved after that either. At that point, they might decide to put her case on hold again. Miss Sonosaki, does the emotional damage she's suffering not matter at all to you? So, what do you think we should do? I'm making an appeal to the Child Consultation Center, asking them to save her as soon as possible. I'm going to continue to go to the center until they do. Well then, there you go. You can just continue your appeal. It's none of the Sonozaki's business. Isn't that enough? Damn it. She's so hard-headed. Well, she is Mion and Shion's mother, so... And she is... You know what? I kind of get it. I'm sensing that, like, why all of the Sonozaki women are the way that they are. As it just kind of runs in the family, huh? Oof, okay. At break time, I shall return. Alright, we're back. She didn't say no, technically, so that is a positive sign. Thank you. It was easy to win an argument with the old people in the assembly hall since they got agitated so quickly. But Akane-san, Neon's mom, is way tougher than that. Both of the Sonosaki sisters and their grandma were quick to anger, but Akane-san remained incredibly calm. She was calm, but still full of animosity. But I can't continue our appeal anymore. If the town of council doesn't tell the officials that they're going to support us, the child consultation center won't listen to us at all. Did you hear that, Mom? We just can't do whatever we want. If that is the case, then why doesn't she just let them do what they want? Did you hear that, Mom? We can't just do whatever we want. We need the town council to decide whether they're going to support us or not. Actually, the council has already made their decision. Honestly, probably because it's entertaining. Oh my gosh! Yuki, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Let me give you a shout out. Welcome, readers. Thank you. We're just having a cozy Higurashi reading today. Hello. Hello. Look like characters from Toho? Well, they're not. Toho characters are a lot more yes, hi. A bit too plain. A cozy reading, if you would. A bit too plain to be Toho characters. They're a bit more over the top, aren't they? With their designs. Also, HKG Bus Lover, thanks for becoming a pack rabbit. If you have to raid and run, I understand. It might be a little bit late. If you want to stay and vibe with us, you're welcome to do so. Yeah. Funny you mentioned that. Ryukishi07 and Zun are friends. They would be. They would be friends. Who the hell made that decision behind my back? You're all aware of how the Hojo family acted during the dam conflict, aren't you? If you're asking me to forgive them, my answer is still no. There's actually a scene in Umineko where some of the characters dress up as Marisa, Alice, and Reimu. That's fun. can't wait to finally get to Umineko. Yes, hi, hello. Mocha. Maika, thanks for becoming a pack rabbit. What are Satsuko's parents like? Her mom was like a stronger version of Satsuko. Her dad was, well, Teppei's older brother. It changed in the latest versions. With 7th mod, you can restore the Toho cosplay as well as the song playing, because I think they also changed the song. Alright. He's even stronger and scarier than Teppei. Scarier than Teppei? It's not very funny. I see. Now I'm starting to understand how they classed with the Sonozaki family. I guess she hasn't forgotten how much they pissed her off. Huh, you're saying it out loud so we can hear. My children have told me a lot about you. I heard you're one courageous boy. Let me tell you this straight up. Yes, hi, hello. I'm not sure how to say your name. But thank you for becoming a pack rabbit. We'll be satisfied as long as that old lady in the futon just nods her head. I'm not expecting you all to get involved in our protest. All I need is for her to nod. And if she said no, I'd smash her head in and make Mion the new family head, so she can nod for us. Why was that not voiced? What the fucking hell did you just say, you goddamn son of a bitch? Someone bring me a sword. I'll cut him to pieces and dump him in the well. You ready for a fight, old lady? Whatever you ate tonight will be your last supper. Shut up, you fucking little shit. Do you even know who you're talking to? The evil hag sent a violent glare my way, the intimidating aura surrounding her becoming almost visible. Normally, I'd be terrified. However, I can't back off today. Satsuko doesn't have much time left. Everyone here knows that. We all know that she'll be forever damaged in only a few more days. Then we would cry and lament our powerlessness. We have to fight as best we can so that we have no regrets. There can be no limits to how far we'd go to save her. Let me make this clear. Satsuko is my friend. I'm fighting for her sake. Keiichi out here beefing with everybody for the sake of his friends. That's a true friend right there. Feel like we could all use a buddy like Keiichi. Satsuko's is my friend. I'm fighting for her sake. How about you? I heard you used to be like that. You once fought, you and the whole village just to save one villager. Isn't that how strongly you rejected the dam project? You're just an outsider. Keiichi would 100% be a ride or die homie, yeah. Wait a minute, old lady. I'm not an outsider. I'm Keiichi Maebara from Hinamizawa. I'm fighting to save my friend, who's also from Hinamizawa. How can you say I'm an outsider? Oreo. Maebara came to this village not too long ago, but he's already adapted to our way of life. He's a young man with lots of promise. Since when did you think disrespect is the same as promise, Dr. Irie? Someone bring me my medicine and some tea already. Oh, this blood rushing to my head is making it ache. The man on the far end stood up and brought over some tea and medicine. If you think I'm being disrespectful, then let me make this request properly. I want the Sonozaki family's help in order to save Satoko Hojo. Satoko lives in this village too. Moreover, she's my friend. Please help us. As I deeply bowed my head to her, my friends bowed along with me. Keiichi, raise your head. What shall we do, mother? It's none of my business. What are you expecting of me? Satoko is like family to Keiichi. It's only natural for him to seek help for his family. Mom? However, the Sonozaki family and the Hojo family were enemies. They once disparaged mother in public too. We can never forgive them for doing that. And this is an issue of distinction. What do you mean distinction? They would need to make an apology. However, the parents died in an accident. There's no one else who can apologize to us. Forgiveness won't come cheap. So if she apologizes to you, you'll forget about what her family did? The world we live in is one of honor. If she apologizes to us, we'll have no choice but to forgive her. Are you trying to make Satoko apologize? Are you going to make Satoko apologize? Sure. We'll make her apologize for what her parents did. Whatever happened to the sins of the father not being on the children anyway? I'm good. I'm not gonna say your name out loud though. Her friends can't be there to do so, yes, but... Hi, hello. Thanks for becoming a pack rabbit. But... you'll forgive her, won't you? We'll have to see her before we make your final decision. I suppose we can say that we'll forgive her. What do you think, Oreo? What if Satoko apologized? Say my name, Breaking Bad ref. My name is Skylar White, yo. My husband is Walter White, yo. What do you think, Oreo? What if Satoko apologized to you about the dam conflict? She's laughing. Well, I'll think about that when she apologizes to me. I might forgive her, if she really did. She laughed, obviously thinking that Satsuko would never actually apologize to her. It seemed for a moment as though Rena had I think Oreo is just making eyes at her bedroom, thinking about going off to Dreamland. She wants these people to get out of her house. It's like, why are you bothering me with stupid shit? I'm trying to go to bed. It seemed for a moment as though Rena had compromise in mind. However, Rena always has a plan up her sleeve. But if she apologized to you, would you apologize for discriminating against an innocent girl who didn't deserve to be treated that way? Satsuko-chan wasn't the one supporting the dam project. She was just the child of those who did. But you hate her just for her last name. You're not just an ordinary lady in this village. You hold a great influence over the people here, because you're the leader of the Sonozaki family. Your public hatred towards Satoko-chan had a huge impact on the way the village thinks. That became clear with the town council too. Everyone is afraid to interact with the Hojo family because of how much you hate them. You're the mother of all of Hinamizawa. You were instrumental in keeping us afloat during the difficult times after the war. It's only natural that you hold such great influence over the people here. You're aware of how much your decisions can affect the whole village. Let me say this again, Satsuko is my friend. She's my family. If your influence is going to cause us trouble, I will do battle with you. That's what protecting your friends is all about. I'm impressed to hear that from a city boy like you. Let me ask what the other family members think. Well, how about it, everyone? What he's saying does make sense. The problem between the Sonozaki family and the Hojo family is not his business. But he's clear about how much he wants to save her. There wouldn't be any problem if she wasn't a child of the Hojo family. They can do whatever they want to do. We as a family can just stay neutral. Don't you agree? No, apparently that's not enough, everyone. The big scary man in sunglasses spoke with a deep voice. He's saying that the town council won't support them unless the Sonozaki family agree to as well. I like how Akane gets a name, but Mion's dad is just Mion's dad. He doesn't even get a sprite. No sprite, not in the budget. He's saying that the town council won't support them unless the Sonozaki family agree to as well. And without the support of the council, the center won't listen to them either. We need to be clear about our decision in this one. What do you think? Keiichi, you're stronger than my daughters have led me to believe. Frankly, I've had to change my opinion of you. You're a man among men. Thank you. Are you Mion's father? I thought he was a boss of the Yakuza clan or something. Well, Wait, I did hear once that her dad is exactly that. She certainly looks the part. It's partly our fault that your friend is struggling. Her parents aside, she's just an innocent girl. Isn't that right, Mother? Who even cares? Anyone who bears the Hojo name is an ungrateful little shit. He even told me a few minutes ago that he's going to bash my head in. A bastard like that doesn't deserve to be called a man among men. Mother, can we help Keiichi this one time? He's a passionate young man. Nipa. Let's be if for real, Oreo. Who hasn't thought about that at least once or twice? If we can help. Can we help Keiichi this one time? He's a passionate young man. Not many youngsters these days have that kind of inner strength. Granny, please. We need your help. Satoko is my friend too. I deeply respect how you fought for this village. I want to fight like you, for my friend. I'm asking for your help too. Satoko is my family. She's a little sister to me. Please, give us your help. Upon seeing the twins bowing so deeply, the stubborn old woman simply stared at them with that grave look of hers. I figured it would be difficult to get her to cooperate with us. The mayor looks troubled too. Mion's grandma eventually returned her gaze to me, and I stared back at her. I already bowed to you once, so I'm not going to do that again. He's taking a knee. But let me say it just one more time. Please help us. Satoko is my friend, and she's one of the villagers. She was never disrespectful to you. You have no reason to hate her. If I nod my head, what happens next? Once the council is on our side, the consultation center will have to hear us out. If they don't listen, then we'll go there again. We'll go there with the whole village. Tomorrow is Saturday. The consultation center is open in the morning. The villagers will all be gathering for the preparation for the festival then. So I'll just take them all along with me. That would be crazy. You'd be involving hundreds of people. How many people would come exactly? I don't know how many of them would, but I definitely go make a speech in front of all of them. How do things look to you, Mr. Mayor? Most of the council members are supporting them. Our relationship with the government is important, but some of them think it's more important for Satoko. That is to resurrect the spirit of the Guardians. We all understand that what Keiichi is trying to do, and no one disagrees with him. So the whole village is united even without Mother? Oh, hi, Ichi. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? How have you been? But you're still seeking final approval from the Sonozaki family? That's a rather dirty way to do business. Akane, Oreo? To put it simply, I feel bad for Satoko. She's doing the best she can, even though she's all alone. Doing alright, got an operation at the ass end of the month. Loving the keychain design, thanks. I hope your operation goes well. Sounds kind of scary. Take care. I think it's time for us to let her know that she won't be ostracized by anyone anymore. I refuse. Oh my gosh, why is this woman... This woman, at her prehistoric age, is beefing with a 12-year-old. Let it the fuck go. If I had to guess, it's probably because she's old and bored and probably thinks it's kind of funny. Probably. Also, F off, you old fuck. Right. Some have been through it before, different operations, same type. I see. Well, I hope it goes well. I will not forgive the demon child of the Hojo family. She's acting like Satoko ran around murdering a bunch of babies at the hospital. Like, Fine then. You're the enemy of my friend. That makes you my enemy. I'm gonna kill you right here. Mion, you can take her place and lend us your support then. I'm gonna kill this old bat right this minute. As I jumped up, her family members stood in my way. They all put their hands into their pockets. I don't want to imagine what they might pull out of there. Demon child loves what sounds like it's time for the first signal. Honestly, someone just put grandma to bed already. I'm sick of her shit. I don't want to imagine what they might pull out of there. This is pissing me off. How dare you say that? I can't take this anymore. Oreo, think of your blood pressure. Not gonna lie, if that was my mom, if she's talking that way about my baby, she'd never see him again. Be like, yeah, nah, we're sending you to the home. You can be their problem now. I'm sorry, Rika-chana. Will you pass me that bag of medication? My veins are going to burst. Wait. What if we just don't give her medication and just hope that she has an aneurysm? We technically didn't kill her, it was natural causes. She was old. It was any day now. It's fine. She was mumbling too much for me to tell what she was saying, but I could tell she was furious. She whispered something into Mion's mother's ear. She spoke for her instead. I'm sorry, but this is it for tonight. She has a terrible headache and she can't talk with you any longer. But I haven't gotten my answer. Keiichi, you need to learn to play by the adults' rules. I've been very patient with you today. That's because you're a friend of my daughter's. You need to reflect on that, don't you think? Shove it, Akane. Kei-chan, we've done enough today. Let's get out of here. Based on Mion's and Shion's reactions, Shion's mom is very scary when she's angry. They're convinced that their mom was going to explode in about 10 seconds. Still, should we really leave after just that? Damn it, I really want her to nod. If she gives me an answer tonight, and I can gather a huge crowd tomorrow. The people at the Child Consultation Center were laughing at us today. We'd gradually increased the number of people we had on until the 3rd day, but on the 4th day we had far less. They must think we won't show up at all within a couple of days. No matter what, we can't stop showing up. How many days has it been since she was taken by her uncle? We don't have a single day to waste. However, for tonight, the meeting was over. The old lady went to sleep and we were kicked out of the room. Even though the rest of us were forced to leave, the mayor stayed behind to wrap things up. We decided to wait in the yard for him to come back out. Damn it, we were almost there. You said everything you needed to say. You need to give her time to think about it. Of course, we don't exactly have time to waste. What do you think, Coach? Oreo-san was in a really foul mood. Once she gets like that, she'll stay that way for at least 3 days. Is holding grudges what keeps her alive? She's holding a grudge. Source of her power. What else is there to hold when no dick will go near her? It might be difficult for us to take any villagers along for the protest tomorrow. At least she listened to us until the end. You just have to trust that she'll make the right decision. You're right. It's hard to trust in someone and just wait, though. And then Keiichi was spirited away. No. He just suddenly transferred out. He just left. No one knows. No one knows where he went. He went back to the city, of course. Why would you think something happened to him? That's crazy. Fucking weirdo. Thinking of things like that. If you found us like Satoshi, do you think Mion or Rena would have a Shionesque crash out first? Definitely Rena. Absolutely Rena would have the crash out first. Hey everyone, y'all did a good job in there. Mion and Shino ran over to us. Hey, you two did a good job too. How was it? Do you think it'll work out? I have no idea. From the looks of it, she was in a terrible mood. Probably solo the village. Just set fire to Hinamizawa, starting with the Sonozaki residence. Honestly, Kei-chan, I don't think you should ever come back here. I can't ever hang out at your house again? Jeez. Starting with the whole room. Still, that was really impressive, Kei-chan. You didn't even seem scared. You did threaten to murder the matriarch. Yeah, he did do that. Was she that scary? She had a scary look on her face, but it wasn't that bad. Gasoline there, some there, over there, this building. Oops, I just dropped them out. You can only say that because you don't know how scary she really is. Well, as they say, ignorant is bliss. It's not true. I think he would have fought her even if he knew how scary she can really be. Speaking of which, you seemed fine when she yelled at you too, Ryugu. She might have raised her voice, but she wasn't actually angry. I wasn't scared at all either. Not at all. Did she really not look angry to you? No. Your grandmother wasn't angry at all. Is that really how it looked to her? To me, it looked like her head was going to explode. The next moment, I heard someone walking towards us. It was the mayor, who was accompanied by Mion's mother. Oh, Uncle Kimiyoshi. How was it? Did the old witch finally start melting? Well, we got her approval. Let's go? You mean... The Virago gave you the green light. You can do what you want to now, Keiichi. Are you serious? Is that really true, Mom? The hag was so ticked off, though. I can't even imagine what caused her to grant us permission. No matter what happened, I guess she accepted me in the end. The Virago gave approval for the town council to support Keiichi. Now you have the Onigafuchi guardians on your side. With them, there's no way you can lose. But you can't put up a disgraceful fight either. I bet she was like, she was just like, you know what, that Nyalpaca kid really was kind of interesting. I wonder what else he'll be up to. She just likes that old woman just likes the drama. That's all it is. She just likes the drama. I just realized Mion and Sion's dad streams didn't put any fight. Nope, not even a little bit. Right click, copy paste. Can you take on this? You only just moved to this village, but you'll need to understand and appreciate the history of Hinamizawa. Can you take on this responsibility? In the anime, it's just a beefier Kasai with black hair instead of brown hair, so I guess the green one that way. Yes, I can. Hi, you're a brave boy. You do have my respect. It takes great courage to address the Virgo like that. It gave me chills when you jumped on top of her and put her hands. You jumped on top of her and put your hands around her throat. Yo, wait, he did that? Huh? I did almost jump on her, but I wasn't actually serious. Not even just the hair, eyes, brows, fringe, ears. Just all of it. Listen for a moment. You jumped on top of her and nearly choked. Listen for a moment. You jumped on top of her and nearly choked her to death. That's how it's going to be. Why? That's so violent. The Virgo can't possibly forgive the Hojo family. She also can't possibly give you what you want simply because you came to her and begged for it. What a proud old woman. So prideful. And for what? So unless the story goes something like after Keiichi violently fought with the Virgo, she was impressed by his chivalry and decided to grant him special permission. It won't sound convincing. You know, that's exactly what an elderly person would say. I've witnessed that level of craziness. Got it, Leon? Yeah. Sounds great. Things just can't be simple with her, huh? This is how a legend is born. Now people will believe that you physically fought with the hag in order to save Satoko. Of course not. She's half feral Sonozaki. If she's bored, she might die. Someone simply taps her on the arm. She's screaming like, he just body slammed me. He wants me dead. People are going to be afraid of you, Kei-chan. This is the beginning of the legend of Keiichi the Strongest. Everybody will run and hide when they see you on the streets. I don't want to be a legend. But anyway, thank you very much. You don't need to thank me. The town council made the decision. We can't go against their wishes. In fact, we would have preferred if you just ignored us and went ahead with things. That was a dirty move of yours, Mayor Kimiyoshi. Huh? I'm glad that she gave us her approval after all that. The Virgo always worried about Satoko because people were still treating her poorly. She thought she could only make everything right with her death. But thanks to all of you, she was able to settle this issue before the end. I'm sure she appreciates it. Wait a minute. So it's not even like she actually hated Satoko. She just put up all of that. That was just theatrics. That was just histrionics. For the sake of it. She's like, oh, she's like, that was just, she was gonna do it. Yep, Sonosaki through and through. God. No, we're very thankful to her as well. This old woman, she just wanted the drama. She lives for the drama. We'll have to come here again to thank her in person. Oreo was actually a sweet old lady, but she has this reputation of scary old lady. She just got at the park where nobody will take the Sonosaki family seriously. I guess that makes sense, huh? Just have been a fan of WWE. That's not a good idea. So I'll chase you out with the sword next time. Surprised you didn't do that today. She must be fond of you, Keiichi. I thought so too. If Oreo was long enough, she definitely loved the WWE. I thought so too. Oreo's even more fond of using her sword. Rika, don't say that with such a big smile. Yeah, she didn't choose kebab you, so she must think you're cool. She just yelled at you. I'm glad I'm still alive. I've grown fond of you too after today. That's what being a man is all about. Satoko is a very lucky girl, having such a dedicated man as you. Mom, Satoko and Kei-chan aren't like that. They're not? If he doesn't have a girl yet, then you two have a chance. No, I'm sorry. Keiichi and Rena are I'm sorry. Mion is very cute, but I've always been Team Rena, and I always will be Team Rena. Yeah, sorry, Neon. Hey, Keiichi, between Mion and Sheena, which do you prefer? You can call me your mother from now on if you like. Mion and Shion simultaneously turned red and hit me with their fist and their elbow. The apple sure doesn't fall far from the tree, huh? Their mom talks just the same way that they do. I am not the mother. Well, Keiichi-kun, you managed to successfully persuade Oreo-san. Just as we promised, you have the council's support. We'll call the people in the village tomorrow and let them know. Sonosaki families basically, we all have to act scary, but actually we're a bunch of half-feral country girls. Of course, I'll tell them to take Satoko-chan under their protection as soon as possible. We have Oreo-san's support too. I'm sure Satoko-chan will be rescued shortly after my call. Are you serious? You just managed to persuade someone that important, Kei-chan. Act scary, feral country girls are scary. They have no intentions of harm. So Satsuko really will be safe by this time tomorrow? In Kira, there's an entire episode dedicated to what might be described as crack ships, and it's hilarious. You can't say that for sure. If they refuse Uncle Kimiyoshi's request, that means the Onigafuji Guardians will come after them. He's normally a calm guy, but he's like a monster when he becomes leader of the Guardians, aren't you, Uncle? I'll be a monster if I have to. I can promise you that. I'll do my best to ensure that Satoko is rescued as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Also, will you please stop ostracizing Satoko just because of who her parents were? I'll make a Deamao don't forget walking home. We heard you saying bad things about her, you know. Something about how she's a member of a cursed family. I was just saying those things because of other people. I don't personally have anything against her. Then quit saying it, alright? Please accept her as just another child of the village. Of course. I'll never say that again. I promise you that. I'm afraid Keiichi-kun might throttle me too. Let's go. After that, we start heading back home. Satoko still isn't saved, but I think we made huge progress today just the same. It's okay, probably not his time. The mayor's going to call the child consultation center tomorrow to tell them that he's on our side. He's also going to persuade them to save Satoko as soon as possible. He'll bring up Oreo-san's name too. Keiichi only has eyes for Satoshi. Is Satsuko really going to be rescued from her fate? Yeah, I'm sure she will. She might even be saved tomorrow. If not, we'll go all out next time. We'll be the war to end all wars. Also, Rika-chan. Meep. Don't use words like fate anymore. Putting it like that, it's like it's already been decided. But see, nothing is actually decided in advance. Can't go wrong with either Reiichi or Satoichi shots. In Cool Ninare, Keiichi literally screams Satoshi's names. In Yellow Sicking, Satoshi screams, "You're the only one who can understand me, Keiichi." Yeah, that's pretty yaoi coded. We're the ones who make our own futures. So stop using the word fate, as if there's nothing we can do. Rena seemed to think about what I said for a while. Hello, young Baconator. You are the only male leads in an almost entirely female cast. That is true. Rika seemed to think about what I said for a while. I wondered for a moment if I said something that hurt her feelings, but Rika soon smiled at me. Okay, I'll do what you say. I won't use that word anymore. You told me you could change fate as easily as tearing a piece of paper. And after 100 years, you're about to break the cycle of Teppei's return. Rika acting like fate is a slur. I've seen how brutal groups of girls / mostly girls can be. You can't blame either guys for that crime. I cannot believe that the danger that awaits me is something that can be changed as well. The worst thing that could ever happen to you is not moving to Hinamizawa. I experienced that twice in the past 100 years. Those were the saddest worlds of all. I don't understand this thing that came out of your mouth. You're trying to confuse the issue, aren't you? Meep. It's a secret. I'll do just as Keiichi says. I won't use words like fate anymore. Nipa. I've died over 1,000 deaths, and I have seen my loved ones die in horrifically gruesome ways over and over again. Meep. Hello, thank you for calling. You've reached Shichibone City Hall. Hello? Excuse me, could you get me the local affairs chief from the social welfare department? Of course, please hold. It really is sad, like, damn Keiichi. It's sad because, like, there's no way he'll be able to understand what she means. Thank you for calling. This is the local government section. Hello, may I speak to the clerk, Ida? Not till he experiences him himself. Yeah, then by then it's kinda... yeah. Hello, Kimiyoshi-san. Thank you very, very much for the other day. No, it was no problem. I really should be thanking you. I'm much obliged. The head clerk is right here. I'll give him the phone. Sir, it's Kimiyoshi, the head of the Hinamizawa Town Council. Hello? How may I help you today? Well, I'm calling about that case at the Child Consultation Center. Yes, a group of young children have been protesting in front of the office. They're such an inconvenience. I'm so glad we were able to talk to you about that. So, how'd it turn out? Well, the village has officially decided to support Maebara. Huh? Excuse me? Could you say that again? So how'd it turn out? Well, about that. The town council agrees with what Maebara-kun is doing. The younger people in the council want to support him as best they can. Well, I say younger, but they're in their 50s and 60s. I see. However, what are the other council members saying? Well, we held an emergency meeting last night. Some of the more hard-headed members were against it at first, but they were persuaded by Maebara-kun in the end. Homie is sweating bullets now. I don't know, hopefully it had to be in the 80s to 90s. Oreo is definitely in like her 80s. You know, we don't see young people with that much backbone these days. In my opinion, attitudes like that ought to be nurtured for the sake of a brighter future. So everyone in the council has reached a census? Yes, that's right. Everyone came to an agreement. Nobody is opposed to supporting him. Kuniyoshi, as I explained to you, the people at the Child Consultation Center are doing the best they can. However, they cannot render their final judgment before the investigation period is over. It's a human rights issue. I believe Nyalpaca explained it to them many times. Satoko is being locked up by a terribly violent man. The emotional scars she's suffering will never heal. She'll forever have a deep wound in her pure and innocent heart. Laying in bed listening to my sweet Oshi tell a story of mentally ill murderous woman. That's not what's happening right now, but I appreciate the support, Uki. She'll forever have a deep wound in her pure and innocent heart. Remember what they were saying at the youth seminar the other day? You were there with me. Oh, to be fair, we're like we're at chapter 7 of 8. So, what does the Sonozaki family say about this? Curious Granny is 70. Oh. Well, Oreo-san also agrees with us. She was very clear about that. If you're going to insist on not rescuing Satoko, the whole village will be joining Maibara-kun's movement. Teddy either shows up at Blood Murder Rampage or when there's not much going on. Pretty much. Oreo Sonozaki said that? Well, this is a problem within the family, so it's hard for the government to take care of it. If I could see the man, I'd talk to him in person, but he rarely even leaves his house. Besides, one of us personally said something to him. If one of us personally said something to him, he might get nervous and hurt Satoko even more. That's why the local government has to get involved. I understand your point. I'll call Sonozaki-san in a moment and ask for her opinion too. I'd advise you not to do that. Oreo is very upset right now. I really wouldn't call her for some time. Really? That's not good. When she's mad, it's like she turns into a demon. Anyway, I want you to tell the Child Consultation Center to put Satoko-chan under their protection immediately. I'll come with you if you need me to. We can go right now? Oh, no. I can't make you go to all that trouble. I'll call the Child Consultation Center and give you their feedback later today. I want you to let me know before noon. I'm sure your call won't be so long it stretches into the evening. Is the head of the office that busy? No, he's not. Very well. I'll call you back before noon today. Thank you very much. Literally all it took was one phone call. like one phone call. Tell them the town council is very upset and they're not taking this appeal seriously enough. Yes, I will let them know. Yes. I'll talk to you again soon. Click. Sure, sir, are you okay? This is bad. Hinamizawa village is kicking up a storm again. Considering who the phone call is about, is either they agree or have their shins removed and donated. Something like 20 hours for just to be like, hey, if you don't behave, we're gonna smack you. Yes, sorry, sir. Yes, sorry, sir. We're gonna save that little blonde gremlin post-haste. Yeah. Yeah, you better. Saito, will you please call Sonosaki-san and ask her what's going on? I need to call the child consultation center. This might be a resurrection of the dam conflict. Yeah, you're damn right. It's gonna be if you don't hop to it. If you don't hop to, yeah. Alright, we got an ad break. Okay. I shall return. Hey, you guys want to see an authentic Watanagashi? And like 5 minutes later, the entire JSDF is outside the whole prevalence Bay at gunpoint. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Alright, I shall return. I think this chapter is almost finished. We'll probably finish up this chapter. And then the tips. And then I'll probably call it for tonight. I kinda wanna I don't wanna overuse my voice too much today, so just a bit of a shorter stream. Anyway, I shall be back. Yes, I have returned. I have water. I am ready to finish up the chapter for tonight. This might be a resurrection of the damn conflict. Oh, hello. This is the local government section calling. May I speak to the head of the office? Hinamizawa Town Council is supporting them? I thought you told me they weren't connected to this. I did. When I spoke to the mayor the other day, they weren't involved. However, they changed their stance just last night. I understand. However, we're not going to reverse our decision even if the whole village really does show up. It wouldn't be right to give her special treatment just because the town council protests. Sir, I'm sure you're aware of this, but they're the Onigafuchi Guardians. You know about the damn conflict, right? I wasn't living there then, so I don't know much about it. I heard it was some huge government protest or something like that. I'm going to be honest with you. I think you should pay attention to what they're saying. First day of my new job is tomorrow. My life as a night goblin is over. I think it's good. It's gonna be good for you to fix your sleeping schedule. Yes, congratulations. Yes, congratulations, Teddy, on his new job. But wait a minute. I heard the Onigafuchi Guardians disbanded years ago. Haven't you had a fairly close relationship with the village ever since the conflict ended? Yes, and things worked out smoothly. I wonder what happened to change that overnight. The mayor seems to be favoring a young man named Nyalpaca. And they have the supports of the Sonosaki too. It's not a trivial matter. Sonosaki? You mean the ruler of the underside of Hinamizawa? I don't know why, but every time I watch VTuber stuff, I want to work on VTuber art. Always gets me in the mood. Yeah, something about VTubers kind of makes me want to make art, be creative. It changed overnight. Keiichi made all the Sonosaki girls want him. I've never actually met her. At any rate, you need to be very careful. If that's at all possible. I think you should try to protect Hojo-san immediately. I'm not familiar with this mayor, so I don't know what kind of person he is. Our job needs to be done carefully, and no matter the job, it's not right to do things in a disorderly fashion. If you don't protect Satoko, they will, and they won't be nice about it. Our people are doing the best we can. I have piles of other casework to work on. Every single case is very important. We can't just prioritize her case for no reason. I mean, I think her case should be prioritized because she's in active danger, but... Satsuko will be getting protection, or so help, and the Sonozakis will clap those families. I understand. I'll call Kimiyoshi back and let him know your opinion. We need to call him back? Look, the municipal government doesn't exist for this town council's amusement. Why are you bending over backwards just to look after the needs of one village? I understand. Thank you for your time. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. This is really bad. That guy isn't even from around here. He has no idea how scary that town council can be. That's a transfer from the prefectural office for you. He's fighting against Hinamizawa. I refuse to be responsible for this one. How did you do? Did you get to talk to Sonozaki? Yes. She has the same opinion as Kimiyoshi. She wants a call from you regarding what the Child Consultation Center said. Why are you listening to the people who can break your shins and take your organs? Oh, they're so fucked. No, this is really bad. I thought this was gonna be a happy Saturday. The head of the consultation center has no idea what he's up against. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is a firm 75. It is bad, but not for the reason you think it is. It's gonna be a huge crown form in the area by the beginning of the week. We have to call Kimiyoshi and Sonozaki right away, huh? Should I help with that too? Before anything else, we should be calling the mayor of Shishibone. Alright, we'll read the... No new tips. Huh. Alright. I guess that's it for tonight. Okay. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello, Zombinator. Hi. It's been a while, huh? Have you been... Thought there'd be a bit more left in that one. Yeah, me too. I guess not. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll post the schedule in the Discord a bit later. But until then, sleep well, everyone. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me tonight. And I will see you guys on Monday. Probably at around 6 p.m. Yes, good night.